Oh yes, it's Mr. Juan Blanco, and thank God I am no longer constipated because I just went to the toilet. But back today with some more Madden science, as once again we are combining multiple NFL teams from a certain state, just like we did with both Texas and the state of Florida. We're going to see which state has the best NFL team if you combine all of their NFL teams into one super mega squad. We're going to see if today's state can run the table and be the first state to win the Super Bowl. Now, there is a link in the description box below to all of my experiments, which does also include the other states we've done thus far for this experiment. You guys told me in the last two videos, you guys have actually loved this idea, so we're going to continue this for a couple more states, and in the comment section below, I do want you to let me know which state you want me to do next, as obviously in the title, you see, we're doing the state of California today. There's obviously a combination of the Oakland Raiders, San Francisco 49ers, LA Rams, and the LA Chargers. So 4 separate NFL teams combined into one today. So with the first 2 videos, we've had 2 teams combined into one, 3 teams combined into one. Now with the talent of 4 separate NFL teams having their best players all get compressed into one team, this team definitely should be good enough to win the Super Bowl. Won't you guys let me in the comment section below what state you want me to do next? And even if you want me to do another state, and if you do want me to continue to do all the states, let me know by smashing that like button. 1,000 likes and we will continue to finish out the states. Let me know of any other experiment ideas you do have in the comment section below, and subscribe if you are new. Once again, thank you guys for 300k. Hopefully we can hit 400k. I mean, if we could hit 400k by the launch of Madden 21, I'd be okay with it. But maybe we can hit it sooner. But make sure to subscribe so we can continue this journey. So hopefully one day hitting 1 million subscribers. But with that said, my dudes, let's go over today's squad, as we are going to be using the LA Rams, which is the state of California's NFL team combined into one. Now, I do want to say, this roster was already made for me by a friend of mine, and Antonio Brown was on the roster, so I did have to go and trade him away. But as you guys did see, the team's overall, 89 overall, 95 offense, 91 defense. This has been the highest overall team yet, which does make sense because there's 4 teams combined into one instead of 2 or 3. So this team, I think, has the talent to run the table, especially at the quarterback position with Mr. Phillip Rivers at a 94 overall, with Jared Goff backing him up. At running back, we have Todd Gurley and Melvin Gordon. What a 1-2 punch at the running back position. At fullback, we have Hunter Henry, a tight end. At wide receiver, Keenan Allen, Brandon Cooks, Robert Woods, and Cooper Kupp. Actually not as good as this state of Texas wide receiver core, but still talented nonetheless. At tight end, we have George Kittle, Hunter Henry, and Gerald Everett, my boy, also an alumni of the University of South Alabama. But that tight end core is insane. Now, the offensive line at left end, the veteran Andrew Whitworth at a 93 overall. Left guard, we have Mike Person at a 75, which is a little underwhelming. Richie Incognito backing him up. At center, we do have Rodney Hudson at a 94 overall. Right guard, Austin Blythe at an 81 overall. And at right tackle, Rob Havenstein at an 85. Now moving on to the defense, at left end, Joey Bosa at an 88 with D4 backing him up. At right end, the man, the myth, the legend himself, Aaron Donald at a 99 with Michael Brockers backing him up. And at D tackle, we have DeForest Buckner at an 87 overall with Maurice Hurst on the squad as well. That defensive line is disgusting. Now the linebacker core at the left side, Samson Ubakam at an 81 overall. These names of these left outside linebackers are making me look like a moron. At middle linebacker, Denzel Perryman, 80 overall, with Corey Littleton backing him up at a 76. On the right side, Vontaze Burfict at an 82 rated, with Clay Matthews, the veteran, backing him up. Now the cornerback position, it's stacked. Richard Sherman at a 93. Desmond King at a 93, the perfect combination of youth and veterans. Casey Hayward at an 89, Aqib Talib at an 87, and Nickel Roby-Coleman at an 84. Free safety, we have Eric Weddle, the veteran, at an 83 with Nasir Adderley backing him up. And on the strong side, Derwin James, 91 overall, and John Johnson at an 86. And that's also, once again, a perfect combination of veteran, experience, and youth. Now, at the kicker position, we do have Greg Zuerlein at an 80, punter Brian Anger at a 75, kick returner for today's video, Cooper Kupp at an 83, and at punt returner, Desmond King at an 84. 12-4. And also what we are going to do at the end of the simulation is see how bad that the Raiders did without their best players, the Chargers did without their best players, and the 49ers did without their best players. That's always interesting to see as well. Now with that said, my dudes, it is now time to simulate to the end of this season. Now I do think this team has a good chance to run the table. Let me know in the comment section below. Do you think this team is the most talented one you've seen yet? Let me know your record prediction, and do you think they're going to win the Super Bowl? I'm going to say this team, there's no way this team loses more than 3 games. I'm going to give the state of California a prediction of 13-3. See if I get it right. We do get a first round bye, so that's looking pretty hot. Now we have a bunch of players that we can upgrade. That's the one positive of actually controlling the team. All these players get a huge upgrade. Now, what was the final record? And they go 15-1. Easily the best record of any squad yet. 15-1 has to be the best record in all the NFL. And it is second best record goes to the Jaguars at 13-2-1, Cowboys, and the Jets and Ravens at 12-4. The Jets just out of nowhere going 12-4. Patriots at 11-5. Worst record in the NFL ends up going to the Oakland Raiders, which is a team that had their best player stripped from them in today's video. See how they did statistically. And the Miami Dolphins actually had the same exact record as the Raiders, when the Raiders don't even have their best players on their team. Although there's not really, I wouldn't say the Raiders have many good players. But anyways, moving on into the statistics to see how this team did across the board. The second best offense in the league. And defensively, we did have the 6th best. So I thought we would have the best on both sides of the ball, but not quite. Now MVP this year goes to Deshaun Watson, who actually won MVP in the last video, but that was with the combination of all the Texas teams, the 2 Texas teams. Did we have anybody in the top 10? And no, we did not. Le'Veon Bell and Sam Darnold, both from the Jets, go in the top 10. Marcus Mariota in 4th, Baker in 2nd, Cam in 3rd. As always, I just want to check out the Rookies of the Year. Goes to AJ Brown. First time I've seen him win the Rookie of the Year for the Titans, and he actually played extremely well in Week 1 against the Browns on yesterday. Now Josh Jacobs was my pick. He comes in 2nd. Defensive Rookie of the Year in the AFC goes to Devin Bush of the Pittsburgh Steelers. In the NFC, you have Devin White, 2 Devins winning the Defensive Rookie of the Year, both linebackers. And Dwayne Haskins, this is the first time I have seen Kyler Murray not win the MVP. And look, dudes, oh, there he is, Michael Crabtree. This time he doesn't even have a face. Like, what does that even mean? Why did that happen? But anyways, my dudes, looking at the individual player stats, looks like Phillip Rivers, what a year. 41 touchdown passes, only 5 interceptions, 3,800 yards. Was he really not in the top 10 of the MVP race? Phillip Rivers, yeah, wow, what the heck. And he comes in 5th place for the Offensive Player of the Year in the NFC. 41 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, and not even the top 10 in the MVP race on a team that went 15-1. That's crazy. Now, Todd Gurley, 1,400 yards, basically 1,500 yards, 17 touchdowns, yet once again, he didn't come in the top 10. Melvin Gordon, 733 yards as backup with 10 rushing touchdowns. Now, catching the football, Keenan Allen, the only receiver with over 1,000 yards, 1,200 yards through the air, 14 touchdowns. Brandon Cooks with 11 touchdowns for the year. Now, defensively for us, we did have Desmond King. This is the first time I think I've ever seen a corner lead the team in tackles with 97. And the most sacks goes to Aaron Donald with 12.5 and D Ford with 11.5. Now, with that said, oh, somebody had 4 interceptions, 5 interceptions. Desmond King with 5 and John Johnson with 4. Now, moving on, I want to check out the stats from the other teams. The Oakland Raiders, Derek Carr was still the starter here. Didn't have the greatest of seasons, 22 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. That's not bad, only sacked 36 times. We've seen quarterbacks with teams that had their best players stripped from them get sacked like 70 times, so that's not bad in comparison. Now, running the football, Josh Jacobs was still on the team, 5 touchdowns, 833 yards. Kroll, the backup, had 8 touchdowns. Now, catching the football, Tyrell Williams with 748 yards led the team in 6 touchdown receptions. Darren Waller led the team actually in touchdown receptions with 7. Now, defensively, Manti Te'o led them with 117 total tackles. Arden Key led them with 5.5 sacks. Now, next, moving on to the Chargers, see how they did statistically with their best players gone from them. Tyrod Taylor, the starter. That's not bad, you know, having a guy like him as your backup. That means they didn't do way too bad. 3,600 yards, 30 touchdowns, 14 interceptions. Only sacked 30 times. Running the football, Austin Eckler, who's actually probably going to have a really good year, balled out in week number 1 in real life. 827 yards, only ran for 2 rushing touchdowns. Gus Edwards led them with 5 touchdowns on the ground this year, catching the football. Josh Reynolds was over 1,000 yards and 9 touchdowns. Thomas Davis led them with 120 total tackles and leading sacks, only 4 from the rookie Jerry Tillery. And last but not least, the San Francisco 49ers. Jimmy G, 22 touchdowns, 13 picks, 3,900 yards, 36 times sacked. Running the football, Matt Breida with 937 yards and 8 touchdowns. Catching the football, Marquise Goodwin, 809 yards, led the team. And Trent Taylor and Tyler Higbee both had 5 receiving touchdowns on the year. And defensively, last but not least, for the 49ers, Quan Alexander with 118 total tackles led the team. And in terms of sacks, Melvin Ingram that somehow landed on the 49ers, and Nick Bosa that had 7 sacks on the year. But with that said, my dudes, can this team, of all of the NFL teams from the state of California combined into one, actually win the Super Bowl, simming ahead? And the answer is they do make it all the way to the Super Bowl against the 13-2-1 Jacksonville Jaguars, as a couple teams do need to be upgraded. Can we get it done, and can the state of California be the first team to actually run the table and get it done and grab the dub? And they do get a huge win, 31-10, as the state of California does run the table and get it done. As I do want to see what was the only NFL team to actually beat us this year. What team actually beat 4 NFL teams combined into one? And that ends up being the Seattle Seahawks by 3, 27-24 in week number 14. As the state of California is showing the NFL how things are done. As I didn't really see how the Chargers and 49ers did this year statistically. The Chargers went 7-9, which isn't bad with your best players being gone, and the 49ers went 5-11. So they didn't do too well, but better than what I would expect with the best players being gone. But guys, that is going to do it for today's experiment video. Hopefully, guys did enjoy. And if you did, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe if you are new, and turn on that notification bell if you haven't. Let's see if we can smash 1,000 likes. Let's see if we can actually hit 2,000 likes on today's experiment. I'll catch you guys next time. Have a great rest of your day. God bless, and peace.